Carlos. Okay, one of these storylines is falling apart for me, and it's causing me a problem. It seems kind of put together, which is that thing that I don't like. I don't like that. And you're too good at this for that to be happening. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 8, episode 5, I believe we're at. Episode 5. Yeah, as I said, there's one of these storylines. I kind of said it in the last review. I'm getting a little irritated with the storyline. The Latricia, her whole something with her and her storyline is like falling apart. I think you try to present yourself to us one way, but that's not who you are at all. You really are coming across as a bit of a mess, a bit of a lie, and maybe a bit of a fable. And that's one thing I don't like in my reality television. Now, we all know reality television is like this much reality, a lot of sensationalism and things of that nature, and a lot of, story building to entertain us. But you must entertain me. It must not come across as a fable. If it comes across as a fable, then I'm going to come across as a bitch, because then I'm going to be dragging. Whenever I go to do these reviews, I'm going to be dragging because I didn't tap in for the Brothers Grimm. I tapped in for Carlos King. Carlos King is not the Brothers Grimm, so I don't need you to write me no fables. Okay? So that's what I'm kind of getting with this whole Latricia thing and Ken. And I don't know if Ken... Anyway, listen, we'll get to it. Let's go here with these, because these ones are interesting. This Moses and damn Destiny. Moses and Destiny, child. They're at the table. When we left, we come back, they're at this here table. This will meet up. Moses, you don't look good here. You really don't look. You don't look good in this at all. Again, Destiny, you poor thing, you didn't start reading the room till later, and I think even then you read the room and you just wanted to hold on to what it wasn't, and he's being such a little, wuss at this point that he's basically kind of like firing at her. It's like he seems to have like some type of animosity toward her. Like, dude, you kind of did her. You did her. Like, you played games until you didn't want to play no more, and then you just kind of threw her in the trash. Now, we could call it whatever we want. We could color it up, try to make it look nice, but you basically rode it until you was tired of riding the bike, and then you just threw the bike away. You just left the bike and got on the bus and went on. That's basically what happened. But anyway, she goes into this whole thing and telling you basically that you're not showing up as a man. At a point, you began to not show up as a man. Now, that said a lot. Because what she was talking about, she was saying about how you all had agreed. You were basically stepping into like this stepfather role. And you were actually giving money for the kids, this, that, thing, and the other. You were stepping into this role, and then you stopped. Stepdaddy is cool. Stepdaddy is cool. Stepdaddies get all the kudos, all the praise, and all of that when they're good stepdaddies. But stepping in the role and then pulling out of the role and not saying anything and then doing this, it just doesn't come across well. And then that just looks bad. because in if there wasn't a problem, if there was a problem where we see that the relationship deteriorated, then you kind of broke away from it, I would understand. But it's not that. It's not that at all. It really is not that at all. It looks like you were in this relationship. You saw something else to jump on that looked like it might be more to your benefit, and you rode out with that. That's what it looks like. Like, seriously, that's what it looks like. But and then now you're trying to play it down like, oh, our relationship wasn't that. Honey, listen. Yes, it was. Because you don't start playing stepdaddy when your relationship is not all that. You don't start giving your money for children that are not yours, where you're not really serious about it. You don't. You just don't. Because nobody wants to really maneuver their way into a kid's life. And then, when you break up with the parent, you break up with the kids, that's equally as traumatic. Breaking up with the kids, and it's equally as traumatic for the kids breaking up with you as well. That grown-up stuff affects those children as well. So I'm not buying that, kind of like she was reading into the relationship like it was more than what it was. That's bullshit. It really, really is. Then you named your business after the baby name that you all had chosen for this baby that you all were planning to have. And you even tried to play that down. All these things I'm saying are really like character flaws, Moses. I've said before, you fine. I ain't going to take that away. You are really, really a good-looking guy. You're good-looking, but looks ain't everything. Y'all pay attention, honey. Those of y'all who are enamored by good looks, know that good looks are not everything, because you can't deny Moses is definitely a looker. But this behavior, I wouldn't give a goddamn how you look. I would never accept this type of behavior. This is disgusting. And it really takes your looks from 120 to literally like down to like a 60. This is horrible. This is horrible. And then when she said to you, because the conversation just kept going around and around and around, and he was looking worse and worse and worse because he was just going on. And then he was like going back and forth and trying to like sound like two women sitting there arguing, like two women sitting there arguing. I was like, this is crazy. And you trying to put all your bad behaviors off on her, like she did something or she was reading more into it, and that's not true. From what you are saying and what she's saying, we're sitting there, that is not true. It's not true. You just seen a shiny new car and you jumped in the back seat. That's all. That's all. That's all. And then the thing that needs to be paid attention to, Sonny, when you watch this back, never forget how you start is how you finish. And don't forget about Karma, because she's a bald-headed bitch. So don't be so sure. Don't be so sure, because you're not 100%. You're not 100%. I'm going to talk about that later on. You ain't 100%. Because you don't trust Moses 100%, do you, Sonny? You know, just like I know, like I just said, you were the shiny car, and he jumped in your back seat, and you didn't put his seatbelt on, did you, Sonny? You didn't put his seatbelt on. He put his seatbelt on, and now you keep checking. You keep checking to see if he's going to ease it back off. Isn't that right, Sonny? How you start is how you finish. Moving right along. And the best thing in the whole argument, I fell out laughing when Destiny said, you wanted to be my girlfriend. I just bust out laughing, because the bad thing is that's disrespectful as hell. That is disrespectful as hell for a female to say to a male that they were in a relationship with, you wanted to be my girlfriend. That was disrespectful as hell, but you deserved it. And it actually sounded kind of right. This the way things worked out. That's kind of what it sounded like. Anyway, moving right along. Latricia and Leticia actually finally go ahead and meet up. and me are having this little session, right away, I'm very irritated with Latricia because Latricia's sitting here. Latricia's bullshitting us. Her storyline seems very penned to me. And penned, not penned, penned. It's that fable I'm talking about. She had a hard time even explaining her relationship. Why are you having such a hard time explaining your relationship? It's like you're stumbling over words. Like you're trying to, I mean, I understand there's things that you really don't want to talk about, but it just is not flowing. Y'all talking about marriage and some things. When I get to a point, I'm talking about marriage with a person, laying around with a person. I don't have no problem with explaining exactly what we're doing. You're having a hard time explaining it. You tripping all over it and shit. Just don't flow. It just don't seem right. What it really sounds like is when we're sitting there watching you, I'm looking at you and it look like you trying to improv because you didn't forgot your lines. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting. That's why I'm like, Carlos, really? Really? Where'd you get her from? Because it sounds like she's literally trying to remember her lines and not doing a really good job. Anyway, we find out that Nell is related to Latricia. I said, well, isn't that interesting? But they're not close. Okay. It comes out that Latricia is close with Stormy. And right away, Leticia's like, oh, I'm going to need to get me another trainer. The truth of the matter is, Leticia, you may want to. Because that's just one of the problems with Miss Latricia. That's just one of the problems. And the thing is, I think girlfriend looking for a storyline. So it's the ultimate setup for you. You may want to actually get yourself another trainer, but you probably need a storyline too. You know, as I see you doing a lot of mouthing about other people's shit. So you probably need a storyline too. I don't know if you want it with her because she don't seem all that. She don't seem like she all there. But okay, whatever. But anyway, got it all out. Everything is cool for now. Which told me that Leticia ain't got no storyline. So she kind of, I mean, some of her storylines, she got some, but they kind of old and they put away right now. So she needs something fresh, something new and fresh. But again, I don't think Girlfriend is wrapped too tight. So I don't know, but whatever. Girl, if it's a storyline you want, I think there's a storyline there you can have. Let me walk on over here to Melody's house. Melody is having a single sleepover with her girlfriends. Very, very cute. She had the pajamas for them and all that. They had their pink pajamas and they're all in there. First, there's a lot of attention to little details, and it was really a pampering party for girls. Real nice, real cute. The way she had the pictures stringed from the ceiling and had like photos that she had taken with each of the different girls. She's had her own moments with each of those ladies, and she talked about how the ladies have helped her through different times and different situations and all that. Very, very sweet. It was very sweet, very cute. They talked a little bit about the charity work in Africa, all of that. Then they also talked about the difficulty in setting Mel up on dates and love interest with new people. And they were getting to the bottom of it, of where she really is a bit unsure about Martell's movements. Martell's, he's a lot. He's a lot, like showing when they showed these past scenes of him showing up at a restaurant where she was with somebody else and he's filming, and he just comes in and he's really a drama queen. He goes in and he really he's perfect for reality TV because he is just a bitch in nature and he just don't mind turning the party. He is here for the shits. So she's a little unsure about his movements and actually bringing somebody in to all that because everybody is not cut out for that. And Yeah, you should be. I mean, that's responsible. When you know you're dealing with a nutball, it's responsible to not, and you got to know who you're dealing with, and know the people need to be brought, um, made aware of the fact that you got nutball on your hands. Now, here's another thing where she said people basically need to pick a side. And this is what her girlfriends was telling her. You need to stop having to worry about all that stuff. When it comes to your other friends, we're at the point now where people need to pick a side. I'm like, I ain't never like that. I ain't never like that. And yeah, it's a very uncomfortable place to be when you know a couple and you've loved both members of that couple, and then you're being told you got to pick a side. That's very uncomfortable, especially when it's going on for years. If it's somebody like I met your husband through you, and of course I would pick you because I know you, but when y'all have been together for 10, 15 years, I know y'all now, you know what I mean? So now I got to give them the cold shoulder. That's uncomfortable. That's ugly. That's ugly. Unfortunately, it happens. Again, when you break up with a person, you're breaking up with their family, you're breaking up with other family members. It's a mess. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Anyway, well, I know how it's going to work out. Somebody's feelings always will get hurt. That's just the way it is. Somebody will always walk away from the situations with their feelings hurt, and it's very unfortunate. It really is. It's very unfortunate. Moving on. Martell sits down with Stormy and Latricia. And this was a whole mess. This is when I was saying, okay, this is bullshit. So now we're going to play this whole game. Martell comes in and he's acting as though he doesn't know Latricia, and she's acting very suspect. Okay, so from what I could gather, she knows Martell's brother. Martell knows who she is. He knew who she was. He was just playing a game, drama queen, playing a game. Okay, doing that thing. And listen, it happens in real life with the gays all the time, honey. It is nothing where you be taking somebody and you're like, this is my friend so and so, and you're introducing to somebody, baby. They already know each other. They already had their mouth on each other. You heard what I said. They already had their mouth on each other. But these two freaks will sit there and be like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Bitch. Is it? Is it? So I've been in that position many times with folks, and it pisses me off. What is the issue in just saying, oh, we already know each other? It's cool. You ain't got to tell me that y'all done sucked each other off. But it just, I mean, why? I've always taken that personal. I've always felt as though you two are playing in my face, and it's offensive coming from the both of you bastards. So I don't like that. I don't like stuff like that. And again, the bigger age I get to, the less patience I have for that kind of stuff. Like, what is that? You coming across a fake bitch, and I don't like it. Period. So I don't like that stuff. But this is what was kind of going on. Like, they playing in each other's face, playing in Stormy's face, and it just looks suspect. But knows the brother. The brother, it seems as though she might have dated the brother, or maybe just was screwing the brother. And that's allegedly, I don't know, but this is what it was coming. It was coming across all shady. And the brother's in jail. But then it's like, well, girl, did you like Martell? Did you and Martell try to give a go of it? Did y'all do some sideways shit on Martell's brother? What was really going on? What was really going on? And then it just seemed like some kind of flirting and hiding kind of, I don't know. It all seemed very suspect. It's all seemed very suspect. Now, we done put some stuff on the back burner about Destiny and what she may have done with Martell. Look out for Latricia, because I don't trust her either. Anyway, moving on. So here it is. Stormy's having a lovers and friends gala, and she wanted models, and they're going to be scantily clad. She wants Latricia to do it, and she wants Martell to do it. Here's where we go with the Carlos penmanship mess. Oh, see, well, I want you to train him. You could train him. That felt so disingenuous. That whole scene just felt like Carlos was trying to lead us by the hand. And Carlos, we ain't going. We ain't going. Like you trying to build something between these two people. Later on, she ended up talking to Ken, and Ken's like, "Well, what's up with that?" And this kind of thing, and on and on and on. And this is where I was kind of, I'm. Y'all have to know who I am as a reviewer. I'm getting to a place with Ken and Latricia where don't be surprised if I drop their storyline. See, when I get into things like this with my reviews and a couple or a person, their stuff starts to be real inauthentic and it's not, and it's redundant and it's stupid. Instead of leaving the show, I ain't leaving the show, but I'll leave them alone. I'll act just as though I didn't see them and just walk and talk right around them. And that's kind of where I feel like Latricia and Ken is going to take me to. Something that just ain't right. Now Ken's talking, y'all talking about all of this. We just met you. Y'all talking about this wedding and this marriage, and now all of a sudden now we see he's like, I'm waiting on you. What is the holdup? Then the whole thing with Martell. Now he questioning her, you know, and he's like, why is this whole thing with this other situation? Do you not want to get out of the marriage? She can't really answer him. She's sitting there looking all stupid, and all of this is sounding very much like it all is coming out of a notebook, and it's just a turn off to me. I don't know if it's just me. I can only be accountable for me. Y'all tell me in them comments, what do you think? Does this feel like penmanship to you, or does this feel like reality? Or does it feel like penmanship? I'm telling you where I'm at with it. Maybe you all could change my mind. Maybe we'll have an aha moment. But this seems so put on, and it seems so penned, and it's just not working for me. I don't feel good about it. I'm not liking it. And I refuse to literally be sitting on here week to week to week, dragging them about not being authentic. I would rather just skip their storyline and not even talk about it. Yeah, but that we ain't there yet, but I'm just warning you now. This is kind of where the road that we're going down with Latricia and Ken. Her and her trout mouth, and I don't think her trout mouth is giving off all facts. I think it's giving off lines that have been written, and she ain't even good with delivering the lines. I don't like it. I don't like it. And why is she what's with this violence streak of hers? Like she keep talking about like she got this violence streak. You okay? They talk about a movie. She said, "Oh, make sure there's some killing in it." I said, "What the fuck, girl? You feel like that?" Whatever, y'all. I'll be and gave y'all her because I'm about sick of her already. Anyway, moving on. Let me go over here with Sonny and Moses. I was going to talk about this here. Sonny, you insecure than a mug, and it's I said, Sonny, not comfortable. You talking? I got the man. I got the man. I got him. Do you? Do you have him, Sonny? Are you sure you were so fast? How does she look? Was she looking cute? Why do you care? Why do you care? That screamed. I can't compete. I can't compete. And as a rule, Sonny, come in close, my love. As a rule, you don't compete where you don't compare. So if you feel as though you don't compare to Miss Destiny, there's no way you should have put yourself in a position where you are competing for something that belonged to her currently at another time or period, because you were way too worried about what went on at that little dinner, and it just didn't look, it really looked like you were really bothered. It came across very, very, very insecure. But again, when you know you did wrong, it's going to wear on you. Everybody knows how you start is how you finish. You yanked him off of somebody else. Somebody probably going to yank his fine ass off of you, and they going to get the same thing you got because he don't seem like a real catch right now. I don't know, but he seemed a little messy to me. But somebody will be real glad to snatch him up off your hands, and you seem a little insecure. But that's just me. Then you got all this vitriol for Destiny, just like she When you're talking like she's somebody trying to take your man, other than the fact of you're the one who took her man. It's crazy to me. You're the one, you got flued in and got humped on for the weekend. Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You thought you was letting Destiny have it. You really did. You thought you were letting Destiny have it when you said that. But in all actuality, what you were doing was making Moses sound slutty. So you weren't really hurting Destiny with that. You were really hurting his character. Sorry. And then you said, I know you love me. You chose me over all those other women. Out of all those other women, you chose me. Are you feeling okay? That don't sound good. That sounds insecure. That sounds so. I know you love me because you chose me out of all those women. Out of all, second thought. He tried everything else, and he ended up laying in your hole. Was it because your hole was so good and so tasty? Or was it because he was damn tired and he couldn't go no further? Girl, these are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. Those are questions you need to be asking yourself. But yeah, I know you love me because you chose me out of all them people. That's the joke of it all. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you all. I ain't got no more to say about that. I ain't got no more to say about that. Moses comes across as a jerk. He's coming across as a jerk right now. And Sunny's coming across very insecure and stuck in what it is she's in. And I think in the back of her mind, she knows her karma's going to come at some point. She's going to try to fight it. But yeah, because I mean, you done went and signed your name on a dotted line. You ain't got no other choice but to fight it. But it's going to be what it's going to be. And at some point, you're going to get your just dessert. It's just all that, girl, you can't get around it. It's going to all walk back, sis.